Hi, my name is Jonathan Fox and welcome back to Getting Started with Slack App Development. In today's video, we're going to be looking at getting started with Slack App Slash Commands and utilising a modal to give a bit of a more interactive look and feel to our app and allow our users to use the app from a workspace channel setting rather than from the app home, for example. So, a few things we need to do to get started first. Let's head over to VS Code and let's start the app running. So over in VS Code, what you want to do is make sure that you have done ngrok HTTP 3000 in your terminal window. I use 3000 as the port. If you have an environment setting, variable, or you've hard-coded a different port for your local hosted machine, then feel free to use that. I use 3000 because I've got other things running. What we also want to do is nodemon index.js to start our app running, and from there we know that our localhost server and our app is running ready for development and practicing. Take note, what you do want to do is grab your new URL, because our events / commands interactivity URL has now changed from the previous videos to this one, because every time you use ngrok and you restart it, you get generated a new URL unless you're on the paid version. So now what we want to do is head over to our app api.slack.com and update those configurations. So first of all, you want to head over to interactivity and shortcuts and just make sure that your URL is updated there, as well as in the event subscriptions. As long as those two are updated, now what you want to do is head over to slash commands. Now you can see I've already created our slash command for today's video, but I will edit it and go through what we are doing. So like every other interactivity piece within this video series, we're going to use the same URL. And you can see that here, we've done the ngrok endpoint with /slack/events, because Slack Bolt is handling all our events for us. We don't need to custom route within our Slack app in JavaScript. Although if you're not using Slack Bolt, then feel free to do so. You might want custom routes to handle different logic. Now at the top there you can see /tickets. That's the slash ticket, no S. That's what we're using for our slash command for today. Our fictional scenario is in a channel. The user might want to create a ticket. And then you might want to use a short description to tell the users what the slash command is, because your app might have many. And then you want to give a bit of a usage hint, maybe how to fill in the information if the slash command is a standalone slash command. However, the slash command for us doesn't take any parameters and is actually going to open a modal. From there, what you want to do is click save and you're ready to go with your slash command. Now what we need to do is head over to VS Code, because we need to actually code our slash command. So for today's video, what we're actually going to be doing is we're going to be looking at using a modal. Now, Slack Block Kit Builder is a fantastic resource for building anything to do with the UI. And that's where you can see the majority of our code here is built using Slack Block Kit Builder. Same principle as our previous videos, where we create our views using the exact same tool. So there's nothing new there. However, what we are doing is we're utilizing a different listener. And you can see that on this one, we're using app.command and we're listening for /ticket. That's slightly different from our previous one, where we're using app.action and listening to a button ID click, or perhaps app.event and listening to the event of the app home screen being opened. Slightly different event, because it's a slightly different scenario, we're using a slash command. In order to open our modal, we need to make sure that our Block Kit Builder has the type of modal, and we're using views.open because we're opening the modal. From there, everything else within this code is the exact same as previous videos in terms of the UI build using the Block Kit Builder. For a little bit more of interactivity and show you that we can still do the other features we've looked at, building on top of each other rather than just doing standalone pieces of code, what we can still do is then listen to the action like previously, but a different button ID because in the modal, we're going to click a button and it's going to update the modal view. So much like the app home opening, and we click a button and it updates the app home view, we're going to update the modal view. Very similar principles. We're still using views.update like in the previous video, but the only difference is we're listening to a different button ID, and that's the key. We have a unique ID. So let's go into Slack and see how that works. So over in Slack, what you first need to do is go and click on integrations and add your app. So I'm going to add my super app, and there we go. We can see that the app is now actually within the channel. As soon as I click slash and then type ticket, what we can see is that Slack recognizes that this app has a Slack event, slash command, for ticket. And that's where it gives the information that we entered within api.slack.com. The description and the hint is what you would see here on the screen at the bottom left near your text entry. As soon as I click enter and then click enter again, what I should see now is the modal that I created. This is the modal, the view that I produced using BlockKit Builder. And as soon as I click me, what you should see is fantastic. We get an update to the screen. The view has updated dynamically because our Slack app has listened to the click button event and then produced an update to the view. This has endless possibilities. We can use Slack apps now with slash commands or shortcuts to produce a really nice and easy way for our users to launch a ticket, submit a record, maybe even enter a lead, and then push that to something like Salesforce. Our digital HQ now has the ability to take in information and then push it elsewhere, meaning that we don't need to go and log into Jira, log into Salesforce, log into ServiceNow and create a ticket. We only need to go to the relevant channel and use the right slash command or shortcut to open a modal and enter the information we need to create a ticket, for example, in this scenario. The endless opportunities now that are available to keep you working in your digital HQ and not need to pivot onto all these different enterprise apps is amazing. So we've covered how to create a modal and utilize a Slack slash command to open the modal and be dynamic. Stay tuned for the other videos in this playlist where we're going to explore things such as listening to users entering channels and how to message users within a certain channel. Thank you for watching the video, and until next time, my name's Jonathan Fox and this is Getting Started with Slack App Development.